Hello everyone. Today I would like to do tier list of my Spirit Christmas 2026 ideas. It's because some of them animatronics contains a little animatronics in there. Since I took a big hiatus about making Halloween 2025 ideas, because some of them animatronics are usually a lot and cannot take long to explain information about these guys and etc. And even when I'm trying to make like a Spirit Christmas 2027 ideas, but some of the people are saying that does not make any sense, especially one of those a band and any other animatronics I was planning to do for my upcoming Spirit Christmas on some shit. I cannot post for my own main channel since I got community guidelines for swearing too much. I don't know if Auden do like my freaking humor, so he had to like shitty ass block me for some shit when I'm trying to truly explain the truth. I don't know why the fuck YouTube have to block me for no freaking reason. So I have to post this video to Billy the Caddy to make sure if I'm safe in this video. For what I just want to explain some of the shits I want to explain about some of the stuff that I want to show them. So first off, we want to start Pop-Up Pikachu. Never heard of being fan of the Pokemon too much. Because I haven't even watched like a Pokemon to make sure I feel like embarrassed or frustrated with this thing. And since Pikachu is really cute at this point, I would like to show whatever that shit does, but I cannot show this screen on YouTube to because I already understand what does shit he can do for his animation. Consider he's moving his mouth; it does his impression. I mean, face expression. Whenever he pops up, and he go back to deactivation. I will probably try to do that again in Libre style. I mean the Libre Pikachu suit form. Results for this animatronic is pretty mid for some reason because there's like literally nothing new for this for this animation for entire activation. So I might gonna put them end up putting a mid tier list. Dr. Forrester and TV Frank. Never heard too much of these characters until I watched a few months about the uh, those characters who became on the show named Mystery Science Theater 3000 even went off the show and doing a riff on one of those 1560s um, films, even a cartoon once. I found myself it was a pretty funny as shit. But none of the people are actually heard of these guys because I never like watched them for a while. The animation of these guys weren't pretty that bad at all. At least they have like a dialogue, whatever that is. I thought myself I was gonna put them into the Spencers because some of the humors are not even situational, like um, for family and children or something like that. I pretty unsure if I like. Oh shit on my ass. Um, for some may reason. I have nothing else to explain about the Dr. Forrester and TV Frank about the explanation whenever they do shit for entire activation. I might gonna put them into the not bad since they're pretty cool and pretty something else. Portrayed Donald Trump. I actually heard that was gonna be like a novelties stuff where like actual president of the United States speaking actual phrases into his actual president voice because I already heard one of those these toys of the Donald Trump that says a few phrases about it. Even a Donald Cap, never people heard of this toy before. But I thought myself finding Donald Trump will be interesting. At least he was became a famous after all. Consider his like whenever his political quotes and etc. So I might get to put them just amazing since Donald Trump is pretty not gonna lie, a pretty cool guy in there. Lauren Hardy, I think this is the only character that I've been seeing them in 30s, And people found themselves as a pretty funny because some of the characters are actually using for a slapstick. Even Lauren Hardy getting hurt themselves during the slapstick. But this is supposed to be like a Christmas edition of the Lauren Hardy, or I should say, in other words, the slapstick surprise, where Laurel handing a gift to the Hardy, and there's like a three stuff that it's pops up from out of the gift, where neither is just like a punching glove, uh, a shotgun, and a pumpkin pie. That some of them could be aimed into the Hardy's face. And Hardy firstly looking at Laurel and speaking their actual phrases with their actual voices, even saying their actual catchphrases of a Hardy, saying, "Here's a fine mess you got me into." And Laurel with a childish thing, whatever that is, but I don't even want to explain too much. Um, Results is kind of genius for my opinion. Never been fan of the Lauren Hardy, not watching it much. So I'm just gonna end up putting the same tier list as one of those Dr. Forrester and TV Frank. Boris Johnson is probably low key for me knowing this character. Also, never heard of that much as well. At least he's kind of funny. None people will actually heard about this guy before for some reason. And results, pretty nothing else too much about this character whenever he does servo animation with some reason. So I might end up putting him into the natural instead. Now, here is the special legendary urban legend I found myself interesting. So here is Jesus Christ. This I have pretty tell this is the only best thing I have to ever predict Jesus Christ. None people actually try to do a Jesus Christ animatronic until I found myself. I wanted to do something animatronic that it's something it's like a something it's like animatronic for children to entertain with. But with Jesus Christ, there's something genius thing I wanted to do with that. I mean, I might do to the Zeus for my next ideas, 2027 ones. um, I got pretty tell. Jesus is gonna get the most best rating. I have pretty no words. So calming music, ambience, moving his cross, even though the cross has like a projector that it lights up. It has like a shine thing. Eyes moving as well. But Jesus Christ is the most peakest person I have ever seen, and he helped some good people to get in the gates of heaven for some reason. I got pretty tell Jesus is a good guy there. Barack Obama, also least same famous as a Donald Trump. Um, for some main reason, he does like political quoting. He does things in the beginning. Pretty tell it could be exact rate because since they're both are the same portrait, too shame I did not even make them into their animatronics instead. That would be cool. I mean, probably neither will end up neither like Spencer's. I don't know, maybe because they're something like that. I really don't know. I have no words about for these information about making these portraits, but at least they're both are novelties. Skiing Elfie, classic. I have no freaking words. Um, for some may reason, Skiing Elfie. Hold on. Okay. I got a pretty tell about the skiing elf. He's only non-licensed Christmas animatronic. Um, there's literally not a license about this animatronic. I mean, most people actually know about this character. And I gotta pretty tell there's literally no much information about the skiing elf. Just skiing and playing these Christmas tragic thing, something like that. Um, a pretty tell there's literally no words towered to this animatronic. Consider how naturally moving his arms to the skiing tools thing, and there's literally nothing else, and it's just pretty horrible. I just gonna put him fuck no. Mrs. Claus, probably I want to try to do same thing to the fuck no exact rate to the skiing Elfie, but Mrs. Claus has like literally a reskin of the Trick or Treat Pete, so I have to make them into the Christmas edition about the Mrs. Claus probably. I don't know why Billy called him a Bluetooth instead, because never heard what technology I should try with Mrs. Claus. There's literally also not much information about the Mrs. Claus. Pretty boring one of his suit that I created him. I have no idea what else I should give him, like a vintage classic like that. No, I just gave him like something suit that does not make any sense, and it was pretty messed up for some reason. I want to put them into the now, I don't want to try to mock elderly, but I want to put them into the natural thing to make sure I don't want to mock elderly, since I might be need to be a nice person at this point. Never heard of Dodo the Kid from Outer Space. I watched him in a little, not a watch when I was a child. No, I never heard of Dodo the Kid from Outer Space. Never. But I think I watched him in a short. Um, of a he I have no words toward to this to this animatronic that I predicted. I thought I remember this as a child, as a childhood, and what is the worst thing he could do? He's just floating, whatever that fuck that is, and not and does nothing. He's just like floating and moving his eyes. Straight to the trash, Dodo. Straight to the trash. I have no fucking words. Now, okay. Here comes anime part again. Just like a Pokemon, but this is Luffy from One Piece. I mean, most of One Piece lover will interest, or if especially I show speed gonna purchase if it was a real animatronic of Luffy, and the where animation is like Luffy just like talking Japanese. I cannot find like a Japanese, I mean the English dupe of the Luffy, because I couldn't have much time to find Luffy before Billy was about to go to sleep, and I tried to do with subtitles with Luffy, and instead they give me misheard phrases over Luffy. All it just says something nonsense in English subtitles. But overall, of the Luffy, I got pretty tell he's pretty a legend. For some reason, he's just the main character from a One Piece. He's just like fight something like that. I'm not a professional information about the One Piece. Also, never heard of this shit. But at least he's pretty interesting, guy. So I might gonna put him into the not bad. No words. Get the fuck out. Same with you, SpongeBob. Okay, there we go. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay? Sir, please. Okay. Um, SpongeBob sleeping in a wagon. Probably I wanted to do one of those. I probably was the biggest fan of the SpongeBob SquarePants. Watched them as a child, and it was pretty cool. I can't pretty tell this is a good or bad or what. For some may reason, the one of the SpongeBob sleeping in a wagon, some people might find something does not makes any sense about the SpongeBob just like sleeping and then lunches at the end. And I get pretty tell he's just it's just kind of boring. I might to agree with some person that who's gonna purchase this guy. Am I gonna do something better with SpongeBob animatronic, since I want to redo it, SpongeBob animatronic, but not like one of those SpongeBob sleeping in a wagon Christmas edition. So am I gonna put him fuck no, Rising Christmas Tree. Also non-licensed. I mean, people will say, "Oh, what is the most classic thing to make Christmas tree?" Well, to make sure it's kinda at the sprinkles on an animatronics is to make him rise like a big tree. It's like he's supposed to like whatever that is. He stands like a 5.3 feet tall and rising it to the 9.10 feet tall for some reason. Results is just pretty classic. I might gonna end up putting him into the natural instead. Now, okay, here's the last thing I want to explain, and it's literally happening real. But some people are gonna say, "Oh, it's fake. It's fake. He's trying to spread some misinformation for you guys." But we have Miser's brothers. I actually don't know, never watched them, but I pretty watched the music and the character of themselves. Um, Over fighting who's the warm, who's warm or like hot. For some reason, for the animation, I think where they doing an ice animation and nothing else. For some reason. But the only special part thing about the Heat Miser, where he actually clench his fist and shaking violently, and his hair is glows up. I mean, there's only thing happened in a Spirit Christmas Wikipedia where they literally have to add Snow and Heat Miser. I mean, it's a good thing that Santa literally have a good ears to listen to my predictions. What am I doing for my life? But if they both have like Emily and Victor animation, I will be double thanks to the Santa, to the Any Manufactory, who actually listens to my predictions. Not like one of those boring ass 2025 lineup thing. It was horrible. I mean, at least there was a Rudolph and Frosty the motherfucking snowman was featured in Spirit Christmas, but in the low key style. Well, I got pretty tell. There's nothing much about these snow mice and heat mice, so I might gonna put them into the not bad, since I have nothing else to say about the heat and snow misers. They're pretty just natural people for some reason, or some hybrid creatures for some shit. Um, that's all I could say. There's nothing much about this information that I rated something good or something bad, but that's pretty all much it.